best part of inclusion is, you know, the word itself. It brings us together as a community.
We don't care if you're a regular kid or a special needs kid. You would still be included in everything.
Nobody's different. We're pretty much all the same.
Whether it's a movie, something like being a helper, or just being your regular self.
Thank you, good job. All right.
Like when I came here in 3rd grade, I was like the new kid. I've never seen anybody with disabilities. So I was like, I didn't know if I should talk to him. I didn't want to be mean.
Well, she can't zip her coat, so sometimes I do for her. And I try to teach her not to close the door on people.
Usually he gets really mad at you and tries to hurt you, but I don't really think that's in his control. Not as much as I know he'd like it to be.
But sometimes I like it quiet.
The only thing that's hard kind of is when they get really excited and they start yelling a lot and stuff and you can't really hear.
The challenges might be the burst out laughing or talk different, and some of them can't really can't communicate or hear that well.
It's not their classroom and our classroom, or their kids and our kids. It's all of our kids, it's our community. And then there's no segregation of yours and mine, they're ours.
I actually had the opportunity to grow up with inclusion in my classroom when I was in elementary school, and I had 2 blind students that were in my class, so I guess that didn't even strike me as being something that was new.
Every kid here is as smart as they need to be, including the ones with special needs.
To value and recognize that everyone brings to the table abilities.
Listen to the sound of my voice. Can you feel the beat of my heart? Listen to the questions I have. Listen to me.
I think inclusion's a philosophy, and it's about acceptance, and it's about accepting everybody in your community, and that we're better together, and that we're responsible. We're all responsible for one another within our community.
Inclusion, I think, is when you bring special ability people into the school and you don't lock them up in some room, and you let them be included, and you bring them to classes. You let them play with the other kids. You don't make them separate. You let them talk to other kids. You let them play tag and all that stuff. Because I've heard about that in schools that don't include, all the special ability kids are locked up in a room, and when we're out for recess, they can't go outside, and when we go back in, it's their recess, and we never see them. And I can see how much they love playing with us, and when we're not there, they're always sad, just very sad.
An inclusion school means that they include everybody.
Inclusion is not just about getting kids into regular education classrooms. It's about creating belonging for students in regular education classrooms. And so many times in the past, I would walk into a regular education classroom and see that student with significant needs in the room, but not a part of things, sort of on the outside looking in, with the adults as barriers between that student and the rest of the kids. And inclusion is really about the adults getting out of the way and creating the learning opportunities for that student to be a part of the classroom.
My other school did not have another inclusion program.
I don't think inclusion is bad at all. I think it's wonderful I mean, other schools like just have them in one classroom, and if you switch that around and we were just in the classroom all day and they're walking the halls, like how would you feel?
Inclusion is giving the kids not only access academically to the general education curriculum, but it's also giving them social inclusion to all that happens within the course of a day without being isolated or separated from general education peers.
In my school, I get to hang out with my friend Tanner. Well, ever since we were in kindergarteners, I asked him who his name was, and his aide said, "This is Tanner." And then I said, "My name is Cash." And then one day we went out to recess and we played with each other, and we started to be best friends. Well, I've been with him since kindergarten, and he's always been a great friend, and I think he's awesome. And every day we go out to recess, we get to play football, and I always bring mine, and he always plays with it. At recess, do you want to play football?
Football?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
When I get the football, I hand it to him, and then when he scores a touchdown, he puts a death grip on me, like a hug. This is the letter I wrote to Tanner's parents to go trick-or-treating. Then this is what I wrote. "Hi, my name is Cash. I go to school with Tanner. We have been in the same class since kindergarten. He is one of my best friends. I wanted to know if we can go trick-or-treating together. Please call my mom, Amy, if we can make plans. Thank you. P.S. It would be a lot of fun." I dressed up like a basketball player in a way, and Tanner dressed up like a fireman. And we went to house, and every time, well, I'm allergic to peanut butter, so every time we went to house, I usually got peanut butter and I gave it to Tanner, and he said thank you. And then every time we went to the door, I let him say trick or treat, and everybody smiled. I was watching TV one day and I saw this thing, "Why would you like to go to the Super Bowl?" And then I thought to myself, if I could write a story about Tanner and I turn it in, he can go to the Super Bowl. I have a friend, Tanner. He has Down syndrome. He's one of my best friends. I have been lucky enough to go to school with Tanner for 4 years. I think he deserves to go to the Super Bowl because he would have a great time and he would smile the whole time. Everyone should have a chance to see my friend Tanner smiles so that they know that he is more than just a boy with a disability.
They should be able to be in the classrooms because they can still learn.
He's really good at reading, and he's really smart at like what he's learning. He's really, really good at it.
I think the most challenging part is the accommodation of the curriculum. Making the curriculum accessible to the students at their level.
And he can do like almost all the stuff that other kids can do, like math, writing, and reading.
I'm hoping that we're building a community where they're supportive of each other, that all the kids are supportive of each other. But I don't see that the needs of the gifted, talented kids or the really higher end learners or whatever are being compromised.
Our teachers really don't just care about one person in our class, they care about all of us.
Because the teacher pays attention on everybody.
And if you mess up, they let you retry it.
I think they may be a challenge sometimes because they can cause problems. They can make obnoxious noises in the middle of class. Like, it does disrupt the class, and everybody likes to turn and watch.
It doesn't really interfere with my learning, but I kind of just ignore it because if you pay attention to it, he'll just keep doing it.
Sometimes I be her math partner. In math, sometimes we have partners, and sometimes if our partner doesn't know the game, sometimes they teach it to them.
Kids with special needs in the school are getting a good education of stuff that's their level.
5, 6.
I see a student that might be nonverbal who, in the beginning of the year, sitting in the desk for 2 minutes was a celebration. Now will sit through 20 minutes of an entire focus lesson of 5th grade material.
So that was what
I try to help him out as much as I can. We try our best to make like Tanner to be like us, and we try to teach him like we do, and we try to make him learn the best he can.
It's all very simple to see what we need. Give us hope. My voice is calling. Can you see? Look in my eyes. Can you feel? My hand is reaching. Give us hope and we'll show you the way.
When I grow up and I decide to have a family and I have a kid with disabilities, I would treat him the same way I would treat any other kid.
I do think that I would be different because like kids like Ammon have taught me more patience than I would usually have and more acceptance.
It's not just the children with special needs that benefit. The lives of all the children are touched in special ways.
I think that the special needs kids actually, we teach them and they teach us different things.
It is amazing the contributions they make to the classroom. Academically, what they're coming away with, I'm always amazed at what they pick up. But also how they can help other students is extremely impactful in the classroom.
She's in my class, and one time she was really sad, and Dayton came over to her, like walked over to her and gave her a hug and a high five, and that it just turned her frown upside down. He loves giving hugs and high fives, and he's really sweet.
I think it's good for our kids with significant needs, and it's good for typical peers. And I think that's the part that gets overlooked sometimes, is that it really does benefit typical peers. They are learning social skills and work skills that are going to last a lifetime.
We are the future. Help us believe. Give us hope. My voice is calling. Can you see? Look in my eyes. Can you feel? My hand is reaching. Give us hope and we'll show you the way.
Let's say when one day I was in football practice, and let's say I couldn't throw the football 20 yards. That's a disability, but that doesn't matter. All we care about is the abilities.
Well, she's littler than me, and she wears glasses. Sometimes she plays with me.
This kid named Dayton, he likes the iPad. He's a pretty cool kid.
Number 4.
He usually runs fast.
I help Ammon read, and Just today I played football with Dayton.
They go outside, Dayton plays football with us, and Chandler plays with the girls.
Well, Tanner, he's really good at basketball and football because he can dribble good and throw football good, and he's a really good friend. I was playing football, so I just look at what he can do good.
We all have abilities, and we're all the same.
I think what I'm seeing in the classroom with inclusion is just absolutely miraculous, and that whether it's the children so-called with disabilities or all the other kids, you're seeing the strengths come out stronger than we've ever seen before. Whether it be a student that's nonverbal is modeling and following a student next to them by raising their hand, and we're figuring out ways that they can answer questions on content that previously nobody thought that they understood, but they do. And then on the flip side, you see kids that know the content or don't have maybe the security of an IEP or been afraid to take part, and they're taking part. They're saying, well, if he can do it, I can do it.
And I also think the best thing about inclusion is, not only the building of community, but it makes us better teachers.
I could spell great, and I could run ahead of Chandler in a race. And I eat beans, they make you strong.
Yes, she must have special needs. Because I do. Well, right food to eat because I have a lot of allergies.
And I have trouble with my R's, so no one makes fun about me about my R's because I think they actually like it. Some people think that I have an accent. I do get a lot of help with speech.
I have a little disability because I can't really think in my brain like other kids are like geniuses as math. I'm not really. I have to count on my fingers still. I can't just get it like that.
Well, I'm really good at math and problem solving. In reading, I get so into my book that I don't even hear anybody next to me.
I can read chapter books. I read a whole entire one just last night.
Because I'm in an intervention, I'm in writing. And say you can't punctuate, you forget. And that's what I have trouble with, is punctuating.
You can't have specific kids, okay? Or else that would go back to the time with Martin Luther King Jr. He was trying to end segregation from whites and blacks. And if you're a principal and you want normal kids, no special needs kids, then you are no better than the people who wanted to segregate blacks from whites.
What if we didn't get any help?
Take my hand, now look in my eyes. Tell me what you see. Give us hope, my voice is calling. Can't you see? Look in my eyes. Can you feel? My hand is reaching. Give us hope and we'll show you the way. Give us hope. My voice is calling. Can you see?
I think it's just really, really basic. All of us have something to offer, and all of us have strengths and weaknesses. I think inclusion is just a philosophy to say, no, we include everybody.
They give me friendship, so they give me friendship, and that's all that matters.
I guess I would want people to know that kids are always going to exceed our expectations. We just have to be open to it. We limit them when we say they can't do it. When we come to the table with predetermined ideas about a given child's limitations. And kids are always going to exceed our expectations. We just have to be open to it and allow them the space to do that.
They're really no different than everybody else. Everyone's special in their own way.
I think the ultimate goal is understanding that all people should be included. All students are people.
Listen to the sound of my